Hello and welcome to Mitv Primetime News, coming to you live from our broadcast studio here in Lagos. I am Teresa Adeyemi. We begin the news tonight with the top stories. Work resumed nationwide after festive celebration. Gunmen kills 7 family members, 17 others in fresh Kaduna attack. From the foreign scene, India records highest daily COVID cases. Sport. 23 players in Super Eagles camp ahead African Nations Cup in Cameroon. Now the news in details. As work resumed on Tuesday in the Federal Capital Territory, a visit to the Federal Secretariat showed low turnout of workers. The federal government had declared January 3rd as public holiday to mark the New Year 2022 celebrations. Report from the Secretariat in Abuja observed that the Secretariat, which was usually a beehive of activities, was virtually empty. Most offices were locked and a few members of the staff and cleaners were seen hanging around. Some workers attributed the low turnout of workers to the Yuletide season, as many people had traveled. Many workers were not in the office because they had traveled for different programs in their respective villages in spite of the fuel scarcity. Here in Lagos State, it is the second day into the new year, but a slow and gradual start to the hustle and bustle of the city of Lagos is known for after the New Year celebration, during which loved ones embarked on merrymaking. Workers in state civil service resumed work on Tuesday as businesses opened shop after the Christmas and New Year festive season, but the nation's commercial nerve center was yet to come alive. At the Lagos State Secretariat in Alausa, Ikeja, Mitv News crew observed there was a lull in activities as many civil servants appeared not to have reported for duty. The ever-busy environment of the state government secretariat, which usually witnessed of several people, was absent, indication that some civil servants have not reported for work. And some of the ministries, agencies, and parastatals visited, the offices were still under lock and key, while in some others that were opened, only a few workers were seen at their desk. Some workers who spoke with our correspondent Fatoki Kunle said they were energized for work after the celebration of the Yuletide period.
I'm fully prepared to give every one of us are fully prepared to give our best to move Lagos State, to move it forward, since the center of excellency. All that we need, what our working tools, everything is on ground. Our governor have prepared everything down for us to be fully prepared. We have everything, all that we need to work with.
This morning, as I'm talking to you, before leaving my table, I've written 2 submissions, different types, to show that we are fully prepared for work and we have started fully.
I'm very happy to back to work, and we are prepared. I'm prepared to give my best to the Lagos State government concerning my own aspect.
Everyone actually had time to relax, to to rejoice with their loved ones and all. So I want to believe that everybody should be refreshed, to be back at the office. So as for me, of course, my mind is at work already. Even though, as humans, we still want to enjoy and all, but then we are here. We're always ready to go.
Similarly, civil servants in Osho State resumed work in line with federal government directive to commence activities for year 2022 after Yuletide celebration. The State Secretariat witnessed large turnout of workers who resumed with high spirit of expectations, particularly as the state prepares for a next gubernatorial race, which undoubtedly has impact on the welfare of civil servants. The workers were welcomed into the Secretariat with usual tradition of interreligious prayer organized by the government to commit the new year into the hands of God. The event featured presentation of public service, awards to junior and senior civil servants who have distinguished themselves in various capacities in the preceding year.
For us, motivating you is beyond a clever political point. It's a sacred duty we owe you and our God, whose injunction in the Holy Book is that workers are deserving of reaping the good for which they have ardently labored. We shall continue to sustain this injunction without fail. I must equally use this opportunity to assure all our retirees that we are fully committed to you. Not only will you continue to pay the pensions, we shall also redouble our efforts in meeting up with obligations owed by previous administrations. As we begin the journey of a new year, which in many ways is another defining year of our state, I urge you to commit to doing better, improve our personal and collective productivity, dedicate ourselves to the Omoluabi ethos that define us as a special people and race.
So I want to implore the political class, please settle discourse among yourselves, whether it is intra-party or inter-party. What the people of this state want is amiable peace. Peace, under whatever condition.
We need to add value to our environment. We need to add value to our world as people God created in his own image.
I want to advise my co-workers in the state of Osun that their dedication to service won't go unrewarded. So they should continue to put in their best in the discharge of their duties. 101% dedication to government in the state of Osun and to their places of work.
President Muhammad Buhari has appointed Dr. Doyin Salami as his chief economic advisor. Dr. Salami is the chairman of the Presidential Economic Advisory Council, PESC. Before his appointment, a 1989 doctorate degree graduate in economics of Queen Mary College, University of London. Doyin Salami, 59, is managing director and head market practice at Kainos Edge Consulting Limited and member of the adjunct faculty at the Lagos Business School, Pan Atlantic University, where he recently attained the rank of senior fellow and associate professor. The chief economic advisor to the president is expected to address all issues on the domestic economy and present views on them to the president, closely monitor national and international development, trends and develop appropriate policy responses, develop and recommend to the president national economic policies to foster macroeconomic stability, promote growth, create jobs, and eradicate poverty, among others. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has waded into the lingering land dispute in Magodo Phase 2 estate. Governor Sanwo-Olu visited the estate on Tuesday and invited all parties involved for a meeting in his office on Wednesday. Our correspondent Fauzi Agbadeyoka Bakari reports that earlier in the day, Magodo residents staged protests over the presence of policemen in the estate. Court believes that also sees some properties in the estate in the enforcement of a Supreme Court judgment. The residents during the protest converged in front of the estate and displayed various placards lamenting over the situation and seeking the Lagos State government's intervention. Security man, really.
So one of the things I will first understand is, both the residents, they are my subjects, the people that are going to court, they are my subjects, even the police themselves, they are also my subject. So I have the responsibility to ensure that fairness, equity, is entrenched. Everybody has one role to play or the other. The people that have come said they were on Supreme Court judgment, rightly so. The residents that are living here also have proper title, and they have the means to live here, and of course the Nigerian police. So in the car, I've spoken extensively with the Inspector General of Police, the Honorable Attorney General, and we resolved all of the issues. So what we will see is there's going to be a total stand down. Tomorrow we'll be inviting, the representative of the judgment creditors. We have actually started a committee meeting, but I want to invite them again officially to my office tomorrow by 11 o'clock to come over, right? 2-3 of their representatives, the state government will be there, the resident association will be there, the police also will be there, so that whatever it is that must.
Gunmen have killed 7 members of the same family during an attack on Sabon Benin village in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. The Kaduna State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruma, who confirmed this, said that security agencies are working assiduously to contain the attacks and also get an update on the number of casualties. According to the locals, the incident occurred on Monday night when the bandits in their large numbers invaded the community and started shooting sporadically, killing the family members in the process. Police authorities are however yet to respond to the incident, but a community leader, Bello Musa, said many residents of the village have fled from their homes due to fear of being attacked or killed by the marauding bandits. A leader of the All Progressive Congress APC, Moshood Salvador, has said that electronic transmission of election results is the solution to reducing electoral fraud in Nigeria. Salvador also called on President Muhammadu Buhari to assent to the amended electoral bill. He made the call at an event to host party members under the umbrella of Conscience Forum Group in Lagos. Salvador commended the National Assembly for being modest in passing the amendment bill, which now gives INEC power to transmit results electronically, while appealing to President Buhari to reconsider his position and write his name in gold. Salvador, who maintained that technology is the way forward to improving the integrity of elections and Nigerians, especially in modern times, added that it will also put an end to high budget for election and help to reject unpopular politicians at the polls.
About the electorate, because their votes don't count anymore. At this point, if you do the electronic transmission, all these ballot boxes cannot be snatched, results cannot be changed at every location, at every collation center in favor of the power that be. Electronic transmission of results remove all these corrupt and fraudulent collation, fraudulent centers and services to these agents of evil to get the result direct to the final point. The advantage goes beyond that. Let's talk of time limits. The result that normally take between 24 to 48 hours before getting to the state or national collation center, it will now take between 5 to 10 minutes to get to all collation centers simultaneously.
Nigerians have been called upon to contribute their quota, no matter how small, as part of concerted efforts towards the growth and development of the nation. Similarly, it has become imperative for every Nigerian to ensure that peaceful and harmonious coexistence is achieved and deepened among the different ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. This, among other issues, came to the fore in Lagos during a gathering of political associates, friends and family members of a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Senator Anthony Adefuye, for the new year 2022. Against the belief by some Nigerians the socio-economic challenges confronted the nation in 2021, Senator Adefuye dismissed such insinuations, pointing out that President Buhari has done a lot meaningfully for the nation. He also felicitated with Nigerians for witnessing year 2022, calling for the well-being of every citizen.
Just to welcome the new year and to say bye-bye to the old year. I've come and gone. It has come up and down, and some enjoyed, some did not. Just like any other year. If you have so many indigenous tribes and languages, and we still live as one in the last 100 years, we are harmonious. We are very, very harmonious indeed. There are so many countries that they even just have 2 tribal languages and they are broken into pieces. Nigeria is blessed. We have so many tribes and yet we live as one.
The Voters Awareness Initiative high has warned Nigerians to drop tribe, religion, quarters, zoning, consensus, and other mundane variables to pick and or select candidate for elective offices as the country prepares ahead of 2023 general election. In his New Year message, the president of the group, Wale Ogwade, said Nigerians cannot continue the same way of picking political office holders and expect to progress. Barrister Ogwade noted that a people or country that throws away merit and embraces mediocrity and sentiment cannot but retrogress, while stating that it is only in Nigeria that the best is rejected in the process of headhunting for political office in particular. According to him, the process of headhunting in Nigeria does not give room or opportunity to the best to present themselves for leadership, and when sometimes the system and process emasculates them and scares them away. And that's all from the local scene. We go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you stories from the foreign scene. Please stay tuned.
Me and you, let's go to Ghana. Right, Jalo. This is Ghana. You've come here to seek for greener pastures. Make it your worthwhile.
Any guinea fowl you see, say Guinea. Guinea fowl has nothing to do with Guinea. It's just the name of the fowl.
So Ghana Jollof, what is it? Is it Nigerian beans?
What?
Have you made before?
No. Jasper! Help me!
This is Mitv Primetime News. Welcome back. Now to foreign stories. The highly transmissible Omicron variant of the coronavirus has been spreading rapidly in India, where daily infections are setting new records. The country reported the highest number of COVID-19 infections in the past 24 hours since early September, bringing the total number of infections to 34.9 million. Death rose by 124 to reach a total of 482,017 as Omicron overtook Delta in places such as the capital, New Delhi. One of the newly infected people was Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, who spoke at an election rally without wearing a mask. Kejriwal said in a Twitter post he was quarantined at home and urged those who came in touch with him in recent days to be tested for COVID-19.
Emerging data from South Africa suggests increased risk of reinfection with Omicron. There is also
before and with other variants, if they're allowed to spread unchecked, even though they're not individually more virulent or lethal, they just generate more cases, they put pressure on the health system, and more people die. That's what we can avoid.
A prominent Hong Kong activist has been sentenced to 15 months in prison for incitement for a banned video to commemorate those who died in Beijing's crackdown in Tiananmen Square in 1989. Chow An-tung, the former vice chairwoman of the now disbanded Hong Kong Alliance in support of Patriotic Democratic Movement of China, was under the new jail term in the West Kowloon Magistrate. The 36-year-old lawyer is already serving a 12-month sentence on charges of participating in an inciting and unauthorized assembly for a role in the 2020 video. Police have banned the June 4th videos, usually an annual event, for the past 2 years, citing the pandemic. Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi has said former United States President Donald Trump must face justice for his role in the assassination of top general Qasem Soleimani 2 years ago, or else Iran will have revenge. In a televised speech, the Iranian president said as the main criminal and killer who ordered the deadly drone attack on Soleimani's convoy in Iraq, Trump must face God's ruling and suffer quizzes, which is the Islamic term for retaliation in kind. Raisi calls for the formation of a fair court in which Trump, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and other American officials are sentenced and punished. Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah has accused Saudi Arabia of exporting ISIS ideology and transporting cars rigged with explosives for suicide attacks to Iraq. In a televised speech, he addressed Saudi Arabia's King Salman bin Abdulaziz. Nasrallah also slammed the kingdom for its close ties with the United States and for the military campaign it is leading in Yemen. Nasrallah's comment came in response to political opponents and critics in Lebanon who criticized the Iran-backed party for damaging ties between the cash-strapped country and Saudi Arabia. Up next is sport-related stories. Please stay with us. You're still watching Mitv Primetime News, now talking sport. A total of 23 players have arrived at Abuja camp of the Super Eagles, where preparations are ongoing for this month's African Cup of Nations in Cameroon. 3 of the 4 players will replace members of the squad from the first list that are already in camp. The team is putting finishing touches to their strategizing before they jet out of the country on Wednesday. Nigeria's first game is against Egypt next Tuesday at the State Room de Ajia Garua. 5 players are still being expected, and they are Jamilu Collins, Tyrone Ebuehi, Joseph Ayodele Aribo, Samuel Chukwueze, Odion Jude Igalo. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has been offered to a number of European and Premier League clubs, with Arsenal desperate to discard of the Gabon striker. The 32-year-old was stripped of the club captaincy in December after Mikel Arteta ran out of the patience with Aubameyang following his latest disciplinary breach. Aubameyang hasn't featured for the club since the decision and is currently on international duty with Gabon for the African Cup of Nations. There were indications that Arsenal are so keen to get rid of Aubameyang that they are willing to sell to a direct rival and has been offered to a number of clubs in England and abroad. However, Arsenal may struggle to sell Aubameyang because of his reported £300,000 a week wages. Australian Open champion Naomi Osaka was rusty on a return to action for the first time in 4 months, but still advanced to the second round of the Melbourne Somerset tournament with a 6-4, 3-6, 6-3 win over Alizé Cornet on Thursday. Osaka will have played competitively when she lost to Leila Fernandez in the 3rd round of the US Open in September, displayed plenty of her trademark power, but often lacked accuracy at the Australian Open warm-up event. The Japanese player struggled with a full serve while committing 57 unforced errors, including 8 double fault, as she eventually saw off the former world number 11. The match was the first since Osaka announced she was taking an indefinite break from tennis following a loss to Fernandez at Flushing Meadows. And just before we end the primetime news tonight, a quick recap of our top stories. Work resumed nationwide after New Year's celebration. Gunmen kill 7 family members, 17 others in fresh Kaduna attack. From the foreign scene, we told you that India records highest daily COVID cases. World of Sports, 23 players in Super Eagles camp ahead African Nations Cup in Cameroon. And with that, we draw the curtain on the primetime news tonight. From the entire news crew, I am Teresa Adeyemi. Do have a great night. Good night.